Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Prime Wars Trilogy Punch Counterpunch figure. Now I say new figure, this obviously is from Power of the Primes. At the time of making this video, that does make this figure a few years old, but I'm going to be unboxing him because I absolutely can't wait to see this guy. What we're going to do with this video then, we're going to unbox him completely, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We are going to have a detailed look at him in all three of his modes, and this is again probably one of the main reasons why I absolutely love the whole concept of this figure and this character. We are then going to have detailed comparison looks at him with his original Generation 1 self. There's also been a newer version of this figure using the same mold, just with a lighter colour, been released, so we can compare it to that. And then we can also compare it to the other couple of versions that have been released in the Collectors Club and Timeline's toy line, so we can have a good old check and see how he compares against all of these, and again the original car, which is down here as well. So you could probably tell this is one of my favorite characters. Just love the entire concept of this, and it's do you know what it is? I think it's mainly because we just didn't have him. For those of you who are unaware, and I know this is nothing to do with the review, I'm sorry, he wasn't available in the UK originally when Generation 1 came out, and it was just one of the figures that I really wanted. I thought the whole concept of him was brilliant. But before we open him up, we are going to have a look at this stunning box. That is some great artwork of him there. I love the fact, obviously, got the two factions there, which is of course what makes him so, I suppose, just special to me. There he is again, and we've got the clones there on that side, and we can see that he's going to be 18 steps to the alternate mode, and then there's 9 steps between the two. And it is, you know, it is quite simple, but it's just really clever. We've also got Prima Prime, which is Warrior of Light, and this is of course holding him in there. You've got Choose Your Prime. I've never read this before. The Autobots and Decepticons use Prime Masters to wield the incredible power of the most legendary bots in the universe. The Prime Masters carry the spark of a Prime, allowing them to share a Prime's godlike ability with other bots. Wow, nothing else to really say about that. Let's just see how I can open him up nice and safely. And yeah, here we go then. So as I say, the whole concept of this character is just brilliant. I was lucky enough to find this at a decent enough price to bite the bullet with it. We can already see that he is much darker than this guy, which again, as I say, we know it's using the same mold. And I can't wait to get him out of the box now. So what we're going to do, we're going to take him out of there, and then we're going to do some first impressions. Okay then, so as you can see, I've just set him free from the box. I know this is not how he displays, but this is literally how I've just taken him out. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some first impressions with him. And let's, I suppose, yeah, have a good look at him. So the head is fantastic. It obviously flips backwards and forwards depending on which faction you want him to be. So we'll start off looking at Punch, which is of course the Autobot one to start off with. So you can see there we've got some lovely detail of the eyes just under the head part, just above the visor. There's full articulation on it. It'll look up and down as well, so it must be on like a ball and socket or like a mushroom. The shoulders, oh, these are really tight. I think it's because a new figure it is. And funnily enough, I remember reading that yeah, they put the shoulders in wrong. So I think this circle bit here and the square bit there means they're upside down. I do remember reading something about that a few years ago. Hopefully we can still get away with doing the full review anyway. So you can also see inside there we've got a ball and socket joint for the shoulder. We've got bicep swivel just below the shoulder, bicep flexion. We don't actually have wrist swivel. However, of course, they do spin around. And again, that is just to help you when you are deciding which faction that you want him to be on. He has, of course, a waist swivel. He's got a, let's have a look, is that joint together? Hips out to the front, huge ball and socket joints inside there. Knee bend, double bend, obviously, because it depends which way you're having him, so it'll bend either way. And we don't have an ankle tilt or rock because of this. And again, unfortunately, we've got huge gaps in the side because I pretty much remember that's where the legs fold up into. So as I say, I'm not going to bother correcting all this yet. We'll have a proper look at them in his respective robot modes in a second. I love the red inside the wheels on there. Love the translucent plastic there. Love the Decepticon logo. This is actually metallic reflecting, which looks really good. A little bit disappointed that there's only the one gun. But the main reason for this is because this is the only gun he was seen with in the Headmaster's cartoons. What I mean by that is when he was the Autobot, he had a twin blaster in G1, and when of course he was Decepticon, he had the long black blaster as well. So perhaps they could have done that, especially with the fact this is a bit of a premium product as well. And although I don't normally do comparisons, I'm going to just do a couple here as well. We'll have a look a bit more detail later on. So this is the newest version. You can see it is much lighter, and as I said in the video review for him, he is much more on the same sort of color scheme of Nightbeat rather than Punch, because again, like you just saw, the color scheme for the original is much darker. As far as first impressions go, I don't think there's much more to say though. I just think again he's stunning. Let's have a look. So we've got, let's make sure I get this one right as well. Is it Prima? Yeah, it's Prima Prime. We've got some translucent plastic inside there for the legs and across the back. We've of course got the articulation in the arms, and of course the legs will fold up as well. And funnily enough, I'm pretty sure again that this is the only figure that came out, deluxe one in Prime Wars, the Power of the Primes rather, that wasn't able to combine at some point. So obviously there's no way you can flip that round. These just open up again to help you display and cover up which faction he's in. But of course with some of the combining limbs, which have I got anyone? No, I haven't got one to hand just to show you, because obviously the accessory that comes with him is either, or sorry, can be used with the other figures as either a fist, there's his hand, or indeed of course a foot. So that's a bit interesting. I don't know why they put that in, but we're gonna have a look at some of the things that we can do with this as well in particular. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to transform him. We're going to come back. He's going to be in his alternate mode, and we'll see how we can display and use some of his accessories in that mode as well. Right, we're back in the alternate mode, and quick apologies for no transformation process on this particular video. There's a couple of reasons actually. In fact, there's more than normal. The usual reason is of course to keep the main length of the video down, and that is still the case, and also not to spoil it for people, because although it's a relatively new figure, you can of course still get this version, and people who still want to get this figure and experience that transformation process for themselves for the first time, I don't want to spoil it. But also with this, maybe it could be down to the fact that the shoulder issue is a problem, but I'm going to show you, to be fair, I'm going to show you exactly what the main problem is. Now you see I've got a bit of a stress mark on here already. What we're going to do though, let's have a quick look at this alternate mode. It is beautiful. It is, of course, it looks like a second generation Honda NSX, and I'm reading, because I don't really know much, but I'm reading that the wheels are Volk TE37 wheels, and they look great. And once again, the color scheme is so much closer to the original figure than the really light one. So let's have a look at a couple of things, some things which are documented and some things which aren't. So the first things first is that we can secure the pistol. You've got a cutout there on the underside, and that will rest there, so you can hide that. And of course, in fact we'll keep it under there for now. What you can then do is take this, however you want to have it folded up or whatever. There's of course a 5mm port on the roof. You can put that on the top there. It will of course hold anything that's got a 5mm port, so any of the new figures. So we can pop the new figure in if we want, sorry, the new current weapon with it, or just an older generation's side swipe, again, weapon accessory. They'll all fit in there. Or is that, I think it might be tracks actually, now I've just said that. But yes, you can fit all of them. You can of course then open up this, and you can put him in, so it looks like he's sort of driving, like so. There's a little bit of a cutout there, and then that'll sit on the roof like so, and you can pop him in like that. Now what you actually can do as well, and this is again undocumented, we can actually get him sitting inside the one of the, well, it's not really a seat, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And at the same time, I'm going to show you the main issue that is causing this, and whether it's the shoulders, I don't know, whether it's the fact that it's just not the greatest. So when I disconnect this, to be honest, this is pretty much going to give away most of the transformation process anyway. So you can see that's why we had the hollow legs. And what we've got here is this front part. So if I just separate this, and this is where all this folded into, but you can see there we've got like an open canopy which was there, that will all fold into. Now what we can do is we can take the little Para the Prime Master, we can fold his arm up and we can sort of tuck him like that. And then what this enables us to do is sit him inside there like that. Again, this isn't in the instructions, it's not documented, and it will clip over him, and it will, I'm not going to clip it all the way over because I want to be able to take him out for the later part of the video, but I can show you that by just closing the bonnet or the hood, depending on what you refer to it as, he will in fact stay under there, no problem whatsoever. Now as I start to piece this back together, I'm going to take him out and I'm going to show you what the main issue with this is, and I still don't think this is anything to do with the shoulders at all. What it is there's two tabs, and again you'll see this, I've uploaded the transformation process separately. That's the other reason as well why I don't put it in this video, because again, keep the length of the video down, and especially for ones like this, which you can see don't always go together as good as I'd want them to. But right, this is what we're looking at. So what we've got under here, see how close this orange tab is to that blue tab there. Now because it is so close, even if we've got the arm fully stuck in out the way, it's still right on there. Now you've got a cutout there and it's just too close. Same on this side, and this is the side that unfortunately I've actually stressed. So what you've got to do is you've got to physically press and hold this down to create that tiny gap. If you let go, see how it lifts up? So you've got to press, physically hold it down, bring it up and over so there's enough clearance there to bring this over. Oh, it's just missed it. There we go, and fit inside. Get this tab under the windscreen there like so, and repeat exactly the same process on this side. So for me, it's a pain. I don't know if it's been documented. I've seen a couple of people try to transform this in the past, and I think that's the main reason why. I think too many people, maybe the shoulders are misassembled, but I also think that something else isn't helping with that whatsoever. But anyway, there is the alternate mode again, and I'm sure you'll agree, I think it does look stunning. And I think what we're going to do now then, we're going to come back, in fact let's look at him in Autobot punch mode properly, and I'll do the transformation between him and counterpunch on this particular video as well. Okay then, back for the final time for this video, and I'm going to pretty much do all the transformations and comparisons in this one particular take. So here he is in his correct Autobot punch I suppose mode. Again, obviously when we took him out of the box, he had the wheel arches all lifting up, etc., like so. I forgot to fold that down very quickly, so there we go. So we've got the Autobot faction there. We need to make sure this is up, and again I suppose the same articulation is there. That is obviously a negative thing, but you can see now from the previous segment of the video exactly why it's as good as a shell former, to be honest. It opens all the way up and encases him in a great big shell. Now I'm going to put the pistol in his hand very quickly just to put him on display. Now you can also see, you can take this out of here. This then can also be another pistol as well. I'm sure it should fit. Let's have a look. I've probably just jinxed myself now and it won't. Oh no, it will. That'll fit in. Oh, it's a little tight, so let's turn it around. You've got like that pistol there. You can then, if you wanted to, you can fold this down. I don't know why you would want to, but it is in the instructions, so I'm going to show you that you can then connect that up to his chest as like some huge armor sort of thing. It doesn't look the greatest, and believe you me, I will not be displaying him like that whatsoever. I suppose if you did want to keep all parts and accessories with him on you, so you didn't have to worry about putting them back in the box, you could attach this. Can we do it? Maybe not. Maybe I'll have to fold it this way. No, I was working out you would have to have these folded out to attach it at the back, which of course means that it's going to get in the way of the arms. So again, it's not the greatest. It's not needed for this particular figure at all. I think obviously because they've put the Prime Master in, they've just felt the need to keep it. But as you can see, it doesn't benefit it in any way, shape or form. It again can be a giant blaster, but it just doesn't look like a giant blaster. It looks a little bit odd. Again, it's entirely up to you. You can of course sit him in there again if you wanted to. And I'm just going to put this into, there we go, let's put it back on. I keep missing it. There we go. Let's pop that in there, and let's keep him to the side for now and pop the blaster in. So that is how you could, I suppose, display him. I'm just going to take this out of his hand quickly. What we've got here now then is some comparisons. So we've got the original Generation 1 figure in the punch mode. Again, there's the red fists on it just to, I suppose, coincide with that. Then we've got a timelines one. So this is one of the first, this was from 2010, and funny enough, I've got him in punch mode. So again, I've got him at the front, Autobot way around. This is great. This actually does transform between the two modes as well, like the original, the new one. And of course this particular one. Now the reason why I say that is because what I'm going to do now is do the comparison between him and Counterpunch, and I'm also going to show you how we do it. I'm not going to do, oh no, I forgot to put him up as well. He's also in punch mode, and I suppose, yeah, one more up there, so that's also punch mode. Now the Decepticon Counterpunch mode, funnily enough, the reason why I've mentioned that is because this particular one that came out again as part of the Collectors Club, it was a Collectors Club exclusive. It doesn't transform between the two. This was the Combiner Wars version of him from 2017. So let's quickly show you how to transform between. It's very, very simple. So fold the fists out and clip them back into place. Same with this, fold it out. You've got the blue fists, fold the Autobot insignia down, press the visor down on the back. Now fold the Decepticon insignia back up this side, and then it's just a case of taking these up, bringing them down, and of course repositioning the knees if you've bent them the opposite way, and indeed the elbow. So taking up the wheel, turning it around and putting it on the side. Now funnily enough, I think with them red wheel trims, that is just, and I wasn't expecting to do this, but I think I am now, I'm going to be displaying him in this mode, because with them red wheels, it's really topped this guy off for me. That's made him look stunning. Let's just see if I can similar it out. That's not the correct word, is it? That's awful. That's better. There you go. So there's the original Generation 1 version as well. So again, look at that homage. Again, this is completely new to me. I've not seen this in hand. It's got the red wheels exactly the same. I am liking that so much. I think that's such a clever and nice little touch. And of course on the newer version, it's just got the black wheels. So definitely, so I've surprised myself now. I'm definitely going to be displaying him in this particular mode. And to be honest, I think that pretty much covers this review of this figure, because there's nothing else to say. I'm slightly biased at how much I love the character and the figure. Let's have a quick look actually, because of course we've not seen him in this proper mode. So there is of course the red eyes. Again, this is just folds up and down. We've obviously got the Decepticon symbol there, and I've folded that one down out of the way. And it literally is as simple as that. Very simple. Just imagine if they did one of these masterpiece, it would be amazing. So good. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this guy. I think he's brilliant. If he comes down to a reasonable price, or if he's in your budget even, I think he's definitely worthwhile adding to your collection, because he's so much fun, and as you can see, he displays so well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.